everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Reality Show Girls
with Whitney
and Eleni. And look at us.
We are in a new space.
Ooh, these chairs.
Yeah,
so
I guess we're actually in the same space. Just,
yeah,
you know.
We have
we're just in a different area of set space.
We have a different set, if you will. If you never watched, then just disregard everything. But let me tell you, we got these nice green chairs.
Velvet. Are they velvet? Is that what this is?
Not suede.
Not suede?
Not velvet.
Swelvet.
I don't know. It's
anyway.
soft, a little uncomfortable on the back. I'm not going to get into the...
It helps your posture.
It is helping my posture. Because every time I watch myself back in these videos, I'm like, oh, the hunchback.
I'm probably still hunching. I'm just a hunched girl.
I just want to hunch. I mean, please sue me. So anyways, new space, and new chairs, and feeling pretty good.
We're feeling more professional, if you will.
Feeling professional. We submitted for a commercial.
If you need us to like advertise any products, y'all got something.
I don't know. We got these mics and these chairs. I'm feeling really good.
I'm just saying, I think you'll like us to do it for you. So
I mean, I really feel like
just throwing it out there.
If we don't get this commercial, which I don't think we got because I feel like we would have heard by now. But
I don't think we would have heard by now.
Really?
Yeah. Usually people evaluate till the end of the week.
True. I mean, we did.
We just submitted it on Monday.
You're right. It is Wednesday.
We're recording.
I'm freaking out. I just want this. I feel like, why would we not book this? I think that about everything that I do. I'm kind of psychotic. I'm like, why would I not get it?
Yeah.
I'm so wrong for it. And I'm like, why would I not?
You need that delusion to keep going.
I had that delusion. I feel like I've lost it a little bit as I've gotten older. But when I was younger, I was literally like, I'm the best.
Wow.
I don't think I exuded that. But like inwardly, I would feed myself that.
That's what you have to do.
I know.
I'm not too great about that. But sometimes it's you're always like the ones that you really want. You don't really.
And the ones you don't
that
really
come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know? So you just don't know.
You don't know. Well, anyways, we're going to be, we kind of have some news and things to talk about, updates and stuff. But also we'll be going over
The Bachelor.
The Bachelor Fantasy Suites random, Grant Ellis.
That's all that we have right now.
That's really kind of like the only show that we're going to be like kind of debriefing today, but like stay tuned. We actually got some things up our sleeve, we have an interview next week, which is going to be very exciting.
Yes, we're talking with one of my friends who is on Broadway. With Audra McDonald and Gypsy, Miss Maho. She will be on the pod next week. So look, stay tuned. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, next week. So that's good. We're going to have a couple other
we're going to see who we can bring onto the pod in the next couple of weeks since we have some downtime.
Yeah. So anyways, we low-key did have a good weekend, I guess.
It was an interesting weekend.
It was a weird weekend because, what happened? No, Thursday we had happy hour.
That was on Thursday?
Oh, sorry, Wednesday. It was
I was wondering if that was like this past week.
So,
and it was.
Orange Theory had a happy hour, and it's like my favorite bar. It's the Copper Still. I don't know why I love this bar so much. I just love it. It's giving nothing. It's actually giving absolutely nothing. And those bars give me everything. It's like just a random sports bar in Chelsea. I think they have another location.
There's another one.
East
I
Village.
walked by it.
Yeah. It's the imposter one. It's not the right one.
It's like,
so, we did a little mingling. It wasn't that many people, but I, of course, can't do anything alone. I have to invite everyone that I know that's not related to Orange Theory. So Whitney came, Kayla came, anyone. I was like, anyone come. Really. I was just messaging people. I was like, please, come one, come all.
I was happy to get out. So
we had a good time. I was really hangry because I'm in the thralls of like intensely training for this half because I'm actually trying this time. So my runs have been really intense. I have one like really intense run a week. And I did that one right before the happy hour. And Kayla and I were going to try this place out called, I think it's pronounced Wei-Yin. It's in NoHo. They're known for their like lobster noodles. And I was like, perfect. Because like, I don't know what's happening. I was like, that sounds so good. And she was like, that sounds good too. And I was like, I'm going to run. We'll get one drink one drink rule at the Copper Still. That never happens. And then go to this place. Well, that didn't happen. I was
You
hangry.
guys didn't get out of there.
No. By the end of the night, oh man.
You
I
were
was
like,
not doing well.
no. I mean, I could have left at any time.
I know.
But I was just going off of,
No, I know.
of you.
It's my fault. And I even said that as I was mad. I was like, I'm so fucking mad that we're here. I just couldn't. Well, I mean, there was like a motive happening. Should we like talk about this on the pod? Like, fuck. Okay, I don't care. But there's this guy. Okay,
we were just trying to wing woman for our friends.
There is this. The night really consisted as there was one attractive male, and one of our friends was trying to kind of shoot her shot, if you will, because this person is moving and he's not going to be around the area anymore. So this was kind of it for her. Like it was
the moment. It was now or never.
It was her moment. So, I mean,
but you know what?
Oh my gosh, we spoke to this man for so long. I'm like looking around, looking at Whitney, looking at Kayla, looking at Marianne, looking at Ileana. I'm literally like, these girls are 10 out of 10, 12 out of 10, if you will. Some even 15 out of 10. And I'm just like, bro.
I think he was overwhelmed by how great the numbers were. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think he was interested in anything or anyone. Maybe he's into penises.
Which is fine.
But he's not, because he's straight. I know he's straight. He's not into penis. I don't know. I'm just trying to make it.
Well, because he's 36 and you're what? You're not feeling like you're like, I just feel like if you reach a certain age and you're still acting like you don't want to be in a relationship, then that's a you problem. You know, that's not, it's gone too far where like, we can't help you anymore.
I was just like, okay, like I knew that you hadn't come in yet. And I knew that like Kayla was still like, wait, no, Kayla was with me. I was just like, new characters are going to merge. Is this man going to react? Because I was like, when Whitney walks in, like she's going to be ready. And I was just like, I was waiting because I was like, what if that, like, I low-key was like shipping it so hard. Like, I was like, oh my God, where's Whitney? I was like tracking. I was like, where's Whitney? I was like, this is gonna be good. I had a feeling, but I was like, let me just not say fucking anything. Let me not tell her that there's an attractive man here for her. Let me just have her come to the Copper Still.
I mean, he was very attractive.
Yeah, but I was just like, and then he wasn't,
but he wasn't giving
when you walked
anything.
in, and then he didn't, and I was just like, it's fucking done. I was like, it's a done deal. Like, we need to go. But homegirl was still shooting her shot, so I was just like, let's support it. Like, I also was having a good time with the Copper Still. Sue me. I'm having a good time with the Copper Still. I look at my watch, phone.
It's 11. We had 11 to leave.
p.m.
And you still hadn't eaten, and we needed to find food. But we didn't find food. We walked to different places. They were all closing.
And like I did the hardest run I've ever done in my life.
So we called it a day.
I looked at Whitney. I was like,
DoorDash.
I am pissed. I was just like so mad.
I was like, please order your pasta and get me some fries, and we'll be fine.
She's like, order, you have 6 minutes. And then I was like, immediately after I made the order, my mood did.
It lifted immediately. You just needed food. But that's just one part of our story. We got to get through this.
Oh yeah.
Because that was Wednesday
I don't know why I went on about that, because I had nothing to do with anything.
We'll say that it didn't. The friend eventually got the man's number.
Oh yeah.
So it kind of worked out. Well, I don't know what's going to come from that.
She got it in a way. Well, tell me this, guys, because I don't know if this counts. Because when she was telling me, I was like,
I think that's a great way to get someone's number.
It is a good way.
If you guys don't know how to do it, the best thing you can do is just be like, hey, I found this playlist and I think you'd love it.
Yeah.
Can I text it to you? Perfect.
Or just like, I have a playlist to send you. And then he like after class like came out and was like, and she was
Marianne had it ready. She said, put the phone number in.
Uh-huh.
You just got to shove it in their faces,
Yeah, but then at that point, it's like, okay, now you have it. And then it's like, if you aren't.
I mean, from there, then it's up to him. Like he would respond and be like, yo, this was so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, then we flash forward to Saturday night. Did I say Saturday right?
You said Saturday in a weird way, but you did say Saturday.
Okay. So I had plans. Her and Kayla had plans.
Kayla and I were like, let's go to weigh-in again. We didn't end up
didn't go.
We didn't end up going twice. I still haven't been to this fucking restaurant. I still don't have my lobster noodles. Where are my lobster noodles? I don't know where these things are. I'm going to have to go next week because I'm fucking pissed and I want that lobster.
She needs her lobster, guys.
Ooh, I want some lobster.
Then I'm like, hey guys, I need to meet up with you because I have nothing to do for an hour and you guys want to go out. So I met them and watched them have food. Our waiter loved them.
Oh my God. No, we ended up going to this weird, well, actually, it ended up being really good, but it was a little pricey. But like we were in Flatiron, so like,
yeah.
Because the original place that we were going to go to, we weren't going to go to. Then we were going to go to this sushi place called Sugarfish, which they have a couple of locations. I've never been actually. So I was like,
I think I've heard of that.
I want to go. And I wanted to go to the Flatiron one because we were going to meet the girls in West Village afterwards. So I was like, perfect, bebop boop. They were full. I was like, let's go to this other Thai place that I love.
Everything had a wait list.
Yeah,
right?
Basically everything had a wait list.
Yeah.
So we stumbled upon this place and I said,
let's go.
Great.
It was really pretty inside. It's great if you need to have like a wedding.
I literally was like, a rehearsal dinner would be so great here.
Or an engagement party.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. It's wonderful.
What was it called? ABC?
ABC Camino? Is that what it was?
I don't know if it was
Cocina?
Cocina.
Camino. Where'd I get Camino from?
Yeah, because I was like,
ABC Cocina.
ABC Cocina.
Or Cocina?
Cocina. Cocina is
kitchen.
It's from España. España. Barcelona.
But it was, I had a drink. And the waiter thought Kayla and Eleni were hilarious. And
he was just
gave us free shots. He was trying
to
ask where we were going. Because I think he wanted to hang out with us, but we're like, we're going over here.
I was like, homie,
you're going over there.
You were just the waiter, homie. But
he was really nice. He was a homie for sure.
No, because you know what pisses me off when I go to a fucking restaurant? When I'm like, I love to ask this because this is the test of our relationship, me and the waiter. I always say, so what's good here?
Mm-hmm.
And they go on, and then when they list every fucking thing, and I'm like, and then I looked at him. You heard me. I said, no, but seriously. What would you get? And then he got real. And then I think that's when we broke the wall.
I think you broke the wall. When Kayla said,
what did she say? I don't remember.
When she said, we're all here with dead moms. I was like, whoa. Actually.
The fact that we said I'm thinking of this because his opening line was, I hope you know this is like a family style place. And I looked and I said, that works because we're all sisters. We're all stepsisters. I don't know what the fuck a half sisters. And he said, like, that's great. Happening? That's great.
We were like, we definitely look related, right?
And then I kept saying it and he was just like laughing because he was just like, what the fuck? He's like, I was like, buckle in, bitch. Buckle in. Anyways, great
we've
time.
got to get through this.
Great time at dinner. Dinner was the best part.
Well, I mean, I didn't eat anything, but
the vibes.
But the vibes were right. Then we go to this bar. The music was right. The vibes were off.
The Tippler.
Love the music.
By the Chelsea Market.
Mm-hmm. Because the people there, I was like, ugh. Scary.
Ugly ass people. Scary ass everything. Interior,
I like the place.
Interior,
I liked everything.
okay.
Just the people were just not it.
The people inside, horrific.
So then we go to this other bar that we went to before, White Horse Tavern, and way too packed. So freaking packed. And that place is so tiny. And I'm ready to go at that point. Like I'm no. Like, can we please stop?
And I said no.
And they kept walking. I thought we were walking home, but then we end up in another line. And this is where it all begins, I feel like.
Yeah. Oh, what about those motherfuckers that sat with us at the White Horse?
Oh my God, I forgot about them.
I know, I forgot about them too. Yeah, but I was just thinking about that. I was
like reaching the end of my rope, and then we see this cute guy walk into
because they were like done, and I was literally like, "Hey."
And she just calls this guy over and says, "Sit down." So he sits down with us.
And I give him a handshake.
We're all talking to him. He's trying to guess Eleni's name, calls her Michelle.
And I said, no way.
That's my name.
Yeah. He's like, whoa, my name's Michael, so I thought Michelle. And I was like, you're so smart. You're so smart. And then he said, I'm 24. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I dropped my act. My voice dropped. I was like, oh.
That's enough. And then his friend came over, and then they're like, we're in school to be doctors. And I'm like, y'all are going to be taking care of us.
Yeah.
I was like, well, can you get me a discount? Like, then they left. Then we were trying to leave, and then we left.
We did one more like loop, and we were just like, it's it. Like I had like two ugly guys come up to me, and I said, bro, 2 in a row, we're done. I can't be here anymore.
I missed that part. About
it also guys. Like, sorry, we should give some context. This is the Saturday of St. Patty's. So people have been drinking all day. Mm-hmm. So the people who are at these bars are either like us and just like randomly went out, or they have been drinking all day and they're tired, or it was low-key kind of empty. Like it was giving a little empty. out
Like their
in
souls?
the streets. In the
Oh.
streets.
Okay.
In the confined space that we were in, it was crowded, but like in general, there's usually a little more hustle bustle.
Mm. Okay.
We go to the
We go
other
to
bar.
this final bar. Well, they go to another bar at some point. Anyway,
Well,
we go to this
yeah.
bar. We're waiting in line. There's these guys behind us.
No, I can't.
I don't know how it happened. We were talking about like Irishmen inside of the bar, and the guy behind was like, "I'm Irish," and then so I was like, "Oh, you want to kiss me? I'm Irish." That sort of bit, and they were cool. I liked the two of them, but then this other guy pops out of nowhere. He's wearing like a full suit that's like unbuttoned, no jacket on, suspenders.
He looked like a damn leprechaun.
It's clear that because he was short, but his face card it would not decline. It was a very nice face. It was a very pretty face. But then he started speaking to me, and the breath, I felt like a full onion just hit me in the face. I was like, oh my God. And
I get in a fight with the leprechaun, essentially.
Yeah, because he's like trying to flirt with everyone.
And then I was not having it.
It was just like weird flirting where he tries to be like mean, but it's flirting, you know?
And then I was like, that's not funny. I forgot what like we originally fought about.
I don't know.
And he was like, you're like a bitch. And I was like, yeah.
And then he looked at my hair and he's like, your hair is dope. And I was like, I'm done.
Yeah. He said, your hair is dope. He looked at Kayla's tits and was like, wow, your boobs are perfect. And
Yes.
Kayla's like,
I was like, who is this guy?
Like the way but it was funny at first because I was just like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I forgot what we started fighting about, but we like low-key beefed. Like it was like a low-key, like I was just like, don't fuck with me. I even said that. I was like, I wouldn't test your limits with me. I was like, I wouldn't. And he's like, and then he starts like really flirting with me. And I'm just like, bro, you need to leave.
But also I think he was just trying to cut in front of us because then he ends up in front of us in line.
He ends up in front of us and I said, you're getting to the back, sir.
But his two friends were really nice and they were behind us.
Yeah. They were all giving like, I was already annoyed by the entrance.
Yeah, so I think that's what turned you off. I was like, I'm chill.
And then I had another incident, which I don't even know if I told you about.
I don't think so.
And that's what made me leave.
What happened?
The bar. I just had like a weird encounter with a guy and he just like touched me weird and I was like, fuck it. I was like already, but you already saw me. I was already like rising with the hate of these leprechauns.
Yeah.
But anyways, we walk in, we find this little section over. I bump into these two tall men and they seem really nice. And I was like talking and then I was just like not really feeling it, to be honest. So then I just left and did a lap with Ileana and Kayla. So then we lapped. And then that's when the weird touch thing happened. And then I came back and I said, I'm leaving. And then you want to take the floor?
Well, I feel like before you guys left, so I was with our two other friends. They were trying to just get shots or something. So I'm just like feeling awkward. And I look at this tall man that's next to me. He's like tall blonde dude. And I was like, tequila? And he was like, oh, I can't do tequila. I've had so many shots today. And I was like, why? He was like, it's my birthday. And I was like, oh my God. And he was like, can you guess how old I am? And I thought, because I was trying to get you guys to guess
I know. I was done.
Stuff,
I was done. Because I had already talked to them. And I was like, I'm already done. I already lapped because I didn't like them. But I judged too quickly. But I was pissed off because the fucking leprechaun fucking pissed me off. And then no one was going to save me.
So I was bantering with him. Yeah. And I thought he was, cute. And he was older, but not too old. He was like, he just turned 33. I think that's a safe age.
Yeah, that is.
His two friends got shots for us. And I didn't talk to the two friends at all. I was still trying to talk to him. But then it reached a point where like I felt like I was putting in the effort, but he wasn't giving it back as much. And I was like, I became mute because I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Because I was just stressed being at a bar in the first place because I don't go out. I don't talk to people. So this was a lot for me.
And I left her.
And you left me. So I was like, fuck.
Well, for context, she wasn't alone. She was with Marianne.
I wasn't, but then Marianne's roommate started talking to this cute guy. So then they were talking to people and I was by myself. And so I was just like,
oh no.
But so I had the shots with them. Then luckily that guy, one of the guys that was behind us in line that was nice, he came over and tried to talk. Well, not tried. He did talk to us. And then he got us shots. And I was just like, oh, he's so sweet, but just like not it. But
you got your shots.
Yeah. And then as he's ordering the shots, the blonde guy's friend is next to me and I was once again like alone and had no one to talk to. So I just turned to him and I'm like, so what's your name? And so then I start talking to him And he's nice, and
He's
he's like, he's got an
Croatian.
accent, and like I was like, he was like, "Can you figure out where I'm from?" And I was like, "I have no idea." Yeah, but
Mhm.
he's from Croatia, and it turns out that all three of these guys are tennis players. And then that now they're like in New Jersey, like at a resort teaching tennis and stuff. And I was like, "Are you Joey Grosade? Like,
Yeah.
what is this?" And I don't even know what happened. He like saw me get shots from the other dude, and he was like, "Oh, I see what you're doing here." I was like, "Look, I'm just a girl, you know." And he
Like,
was
I'm
like,
just a
"You probably have
girl.
it so easy. Like, you probably get guys all the time." And I was like, "Actually, no. This is literally like my first. I'd never go out." And he was like, "When's the last time you've been on a date?" And I was like, "Literally last year." And he was like, "What? I have to take you out on a date." And I was like, "Okay." So he asked for my number, and I put my number in there, and I told him I was an actor. So I was like, Whitney the actor, so he would not forget me. And so we keep chit chatting some more, and then somehow I end up kissing him, and I'm like, "Oh my God," because I don't like doing PDA. And
I
I
love
was
it.
looking around, I was like,
I'm
all the
so
friends were gone. No one
I'm
I knew was
so
there. It was
pissed
just
that
me
I
and this
wasn't
man.
there. I would have stayed if I knew that you guys were really hitting it off with those guys, but I truly when I met them, I thought they weren't it. Like I said, I judged a little quickly. And I thought you guys were just getting shots and leaving. That was my my
Mm,
last parting words. That was like what Marianne was giving. At least
mm.
that's what it was giving in the
I think
moment.
it's because her roommate started talking to someone, so we
Yeah.
stayed.
So yeah. So
Yeah.
anyways, I'm just pissed I missed it.
That's
I
fine. I really don't want anyone to I don't I'm just so not a PDA person, so
I
I'm
know, but
happy no one was there that I knew.
I wanted to be
I
there
think
to
I would have
like
been 2 in my head if you guys were there.
no, I would have been so happy. I would have been
Um,
like just smiling in the corner.
but it was nice, and I was like, I had to find my friends, and at that point, I was too flustered, so I literally, like, ran out like I was Cinderella, and
I love that.
and then I was just like, "You guys, where are you? What's happening?" Texting them,
Yeah.
and
We're at the Garrett.
they came out, and they had Eleni and Kayla and
Oh, we had our
Ileana
own adventure, but we won't get
left.
into that.
Um, and then Marianne and her friend came out, and they're like, "Oh my God, we ran into the guy that you're talking to." And he was like, "You need to find Whitney. She was looking for you. She's such a great girl," and
Oh my
all
God,
this
he's in
stuff. And
love
they're
with
like,
you.
"Yeah," they were like, "He's literally in love with you." And I was like, "Oh my God, please, I'm just a girl." Um, but yeah, anyway, so he texted me when I got home, and now I'm literally going on a date tonight, guys,
In like an hour.
in like an hour,
Like
which is
literally
so
an hour.
scary. That's the whole point of the story.
The whole point is that Whitney's going on a date because she met a man out in the wild.
And I'm scared because, like, obviously it was a dark bar. I was a little tipsy.
But we already stalked him. He looks cute.
He's cute, but like he's like 3 years younger. I guess we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it low stakes because also I woke up sick yesterday, and so that'll be my excuse if I don't want to kiss him.
You're gonna kiss him. I even told her, I was like, if you want to come back here and do what you need to do, I'll let myself evaporate through the vents and I'll leave.
He's not going to do anything crazy with me, okay? I have limits. I am a good
Yeah.
girl, as he said to me.
Did you
He said,
shave?
I shaved my legs.
Oh, and there you have it, kids. And there you have it, folks.
Crazy. But yeah, that's enough of that. I will report back next week and let you know.
I can't wait to hear. I
is.
was so excited. Like, I am going to be tracking her like crazy.
Yeah, please keep track of me because I'm also scared. Like,
I'm also
I don't
scared
know
too.
him
This
that
Croatian
well.
man. Bitch, I'll be right there on that rooftop with that leprechaun. I was about to punch a leprechaun that night, so you best believe I'll be there.
I just felt like I was back in Crew Bar on the cruise ship because I'm talking to this man with an accent. The other two dudes were from London. I'm like, how come I can't ever talk to a man that's from America that wants me?
I don't know, bro.
They're always foreign these days.
Yeah, these days. These foreigners out here.
Okay, we've been talking for 30 minutes about ourselves. Let's talk about someone else.
Yeah, let's talk about someone else. Let's talk
There's
about Grant.
actually some news.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. There's a lot of news. You want to talk about Harry Jowsey and freaking Lucy Hale?
Yes, they are now dating.
Guys, what?
How did they even cross paths?
Let her keep it. Better lock it in your pocket, taking this one to the grave.
Yeah.
Our Pretty Little Liars girly pop. It's upsetting because Lucy Hale, she was on an interview with Alex Cooper on Collar Daddy, and she was giving so mature, and I was giving like I'm looking up to her kind of moment. And like now that I know that she's dating Harry Jowsey, I'm like, bro, that just like eliminated. I thought you were cool. I thought you were mature.
I don't know. Maybe she just needs a little fun moment.
His riz is crazy.
It's very like I can feel his riz through the screen.
I can feel his riz.
I'm getting
right
rizzed
now.
up.
Right now.
Right. Like we watched the podcast an hour ago.
Oh my God. You're still
I
thinking
still
about
feel it. Yeah.
Still thinking about him.
Like, look, if he came up to me, I'd be like, yeah, whatever
I'd
you
be
want.
like, okay, sure. Yeah.
Okay, come on. But there's that. Other thing that has happened is that Joey and Sara, it's confirmed that they're together, even though Sara on Nick Viall's podcast said that they weren't together. They were spotted out at a bar.
Out and about kissing.
From someone's mom. This girl posted on TikTok of her mom texting her and being like, "Hey, Joey and Sara are here. I just saw them kiss."
Like
and,
Mason
took
and a few
videos
others,
and
but yeah.
So
also our man, Mr. what's his name? Leo, the art
dealer
from last season.
Love is Blind.
From Love is Blind is very invested in this on TikTok. I highly recommend you look at his TikTok. Honestly, I've always loved Leo, and his take is so funny because he was like kind of just reporting because why am I forgetting his name? Sara and Ben. Ben has been posting all these things on TikTok, basically like exposing text messages, kind of showing his point of view a little bit more on how he was thinking about what the relationship was, why he took her off by my friends, whatever, etc. And Leo was kind of like debriefing that, and it almost for a second I was kind of understanding Ben's point of view.
Like I understand it, but I think also Sara came out and posted her side of text messages, and also I think they're both just both did not communicate well. Both just did not.
I'm also like very much not on one side or the other for this one. No. Yeah, I'm definitely like in between because I think Ben is really well spoken, but I also think Sara is low key like trying to frame him too. So I don't know. They're just giving. It's giving. Let's just let this pass. But it's always nice to see Leo kind of pop in.
Leo's funny.
I love him.
I love his takes.
I love his takes too. He's funny. I was thinking about DMing him.
Oh my God. Do you want to get him on here?
Yeah.
That'd be funny. Anyway. So yes, Joey and Sara are together, which is kind of disappointing because stuff has come out about Joey is not great. So Sara, what are you doing, girl?
Like, I just think it's funny because Ben is so he's like not as bad as Joey. So I was just like, bro, you said no to.
I'm just like, is it because Joey's views are better? Like, I want to know.
Does Joey even have views?
I don't know. So I guess we'll have to see in the coming months, weeks, if they ever decide to be like, hey, we are dating. Maybe she'll explain why. But enough of that. Another couple that's dating, that just hard launched like an hour ago is Brendan and Serene from Bachelor. Brendan, I love Brendan.
Yeah, he's really hot.
He is so hot.
He did well.
My type to a T. My type on paper.
He's my type on paper.
And he's clearly got a type because he was dating Piper. And they were together on Bachelor in Paradise, and there was like this whole thing with them, all this drama, and they lost a ton of followers. And they were together for a while, but then they broke up maybe like last year or something, which really disappointed me because they were like one of my fave couples to look at.
Yeah,
because she reminds me of me.
But wasn't she like low-key problematic, Piper, or no?
I don't think she was problematic. I think it was just whatever happened on Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah.
Because they like kind of planned ahead.
True.
To be together.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. But also that happens nowadays.
Yeah. And I've walked by her in the city before. So I'm just like, hey girl. But I'm sure she's looking at this post and being like, oh, it's like me 2.0.
I like Serene.
But I like Serene. So I'm like, I'm happy for them.
I'm happy. They say that the relationship that cultivates in March is like the relationship.
Really?
Yeah.
Why
like
is
if you
that?
find a new romance, apparently this like time of year, it's like going into spring, it's like going into summer. Like if your relationship lasts through March, like you're in a good place. And it's so funny because I don't know if I told you this, but a couple weeks ago, this is fucking crazy. You guys have Time Hop, you can like look at what happened. Okay. So I'm looking at like, I don't know, like 8 years ago. That's when my boyfriend cheated on me in college. Then the year after that, I got in a really bad car accident, totaled my car like completely.
Oh, I remember you saying this.
That. Then COVID was 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the other thing. There was like another relationship that ended in March. Yeah, my other situationship in college ended in March. And then this time last year is when I found out that my ex-boyfriend cheated on me. So like literally March is like a supposed to be a time of you see the truth. Like the truth unveils itself in March. And I can fucking attest to that because it has happened for me this like almost like the same weekend.
That's
For me,
crazy.
every single year something has happened. Like not every year, but like a lot of incidents have happened.
Like my last relationship, when we were on a break,
Yeah.
he told me in March that he was dating a new girl.
That's what I'm saying. March is so pivotal.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone is listening to this and putting it together, but like I read about it somewhere and like it might be false, but like me looking at that time hop, I literally had one of those moments like, shit.
Damn,
what's about to happen this weekend?
Oh my God. March is scary. Or maybe a good thing too. So
I'm thinking about you, like maybe this date, maybe he's your husband.
Oh God.
Oh God. I don't know.
Oh God. Am I about to live in Croatia? I'm finally going to Europe, guys. That's the one place I haven't been to. Let's go.
Sorry, let's get back to the thing.
Anyway,
let's get back to the people.
So yeah, Brendan and Serene are together. They looked really cute with their hard launch on Instagram. Take a look if you'd like. I don't know.
Or don't.
And the last little tidbit of gossip is that the showrunners of The Bachelor, they are stepping down.
They're canceled for real.
They have been canceled. They're done.
They're done.
And I'm hoping that with this change, that something good will come from it because they need a new refresh. Okay.
Yeah. So if you guys can remember, the end of Jen's season was a fucking nightmare. Like they made her sit there with Devin, watch their engagement after they had broken up. Like, just discuss.
It's not good.
The worst thing is like Jesse was like, "Are you ready?" And she was like, "Do I have a choice?" Like that will be ingrained in me forever. The people who like thought this would be a cute idea, those are the people that have left. But like low key, like it's gonna be boring.
You mean without them?
Yes, maybe. I don't know.
Think so because they've only been doing this for like the past 2 years or 3 years because what's his face? There was another guy that was the showrunner and he left. When he left, a lot of things changed.
Yeah.
And so I just think they just need a refresh. They need someone who's like been producing like Love Island or like even Love is Blind. Like they just need a different vibe. They need to catch up with all the other people.
Yeah, because
I feel like they're just not on the same wavelength.
Yeah, and they're like one of the OGs, so they like need to get it together. But
so we'll see what happens. I'm hoping that after Bachelor in Paradise that they'll choose the next like Bachelor or Bachelorette from that group of people,
It would make sense. I don't know. Like I can see them doing a random Bachelorette. I can see them pulling out like a Claire Crawley. You know what I mean? Like they pulled out Claire out of the woodworks. Like
no one wanted her.
I know no one wanted her, but like I can see.
I actually really want Alex to be the Bachelorette.
I think she'd be great.
I think she'd be great.
She's giving like, I'm trying to think. She's really bubbly, and which is like we haven't had.
She's like bubbly. I can tell she's a little weird, but in
she's
a good
like
way.
Weird in a good way.
And that's what we need, but not like annoying. Sorry, not like Jen.
Not like Jen. What I mean? Or I was thinking like Katie, because she was kind of bubbly, but she was just like annoying.
Oh yeah, I didn't mind Katie.
Her and Greg, that saga was crazy.
Oh, Greg.
She dropped the ball
if you're ever
that.
listening, I know you're right there in Brooklyn. How do we get Greg on the pod?
Yeah.
How do I get Greg and Andrew on this podcast?
I don't know.
They would be so funny.
I know. And then we would all date.
I'd love.
And we'd all date each other afterwards.
Hey, just putting it out there.
Just putting it out there.
Just think about it, guys. Just think about it.
Just putting it out there.
Anyways. Wow. Okay. So with all that being said, should we talk about The Bachelor, I guess?
Yes. Let's get into Fantasy Suites.
Let's get into it. They're in the Dominican Republic.
Starts with Juliana.
Wait, before we even get there,
do you want to
talk about Jesse and Grant playing basketball,
playing b-ball
together, some hoops. I can't speak.
Shooting them hoops out in these streets. Well, I don't know if you guys know this. He said in the beginning of the episode, but he's like his grandmother's from the DR, like born.
I'm trying to figure out, was this the grandma that they showed on the first episode? Is that the one that passed away? And then I'm like, was he able to like go home or anything? Like for
I
her funeral?
don't think that is him.
What?
No, there's no way because like they filmed that. No, there's no way. That's a different grandma.
Are you sure?
It has to be.
Why?
Because we would have like heard about that on the
No, because it said, remember after the first episode, it said in they did like a tribute they showed it at the end of the episode of his grandma passing away. So I'm like, was it the grandma that they showed? Which is so sad.
Maybe it was.
Yeah.
They didn't really talk about it though.
No, I mean, but that's what they do on The Bachelor. They always like with what's her face having to get her appendix taken out. They didn't talk about it at all. They just brushed it under the rug.
Appendix out, and then she got a boob job right after.
But Grant was saying on this episode that like, his grandma passed away.
Yeah.
Recently. And so I'm just like,
shit. I just feel like there
would have
been
a moment to grieve.
There would have been some moment because even when
I guess when Jerry's
was it what's his name? I'm thinking about Joan's pick.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, and
I'm
his
getting them
name's
all confused.
I know.
Jones person.
Jones person. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Chalk it all up.
Chalk. Yes.
Chalk's mother died. Wow, that took us a while.
And he had a whole moment.
Yeah. Chalk's mother died, and at least they like acknowledged it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
But I feel like it's harder it's easier for him to go away because he's not the Bachelor.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. Questions I would like to have answered.
I really feel like we would have known. They would have been like, I'm sorry. How are you feeling today?
Yeah.
And they would have gone about the day.
I feel like they would have talked about it. Like he would want to talk about it.
Yeah, I just don't think it's her. But anyways, that's a little fun fact for he's like in, I don't know if they picked that knowing that. Probably not. But starts with the little b-ball,
playing b-ball on the courts.
Little b-ball moment.
Jesse's like, what you gonna do? How you feeling? Or whatever. And I don't even know what
Jesse cannot play basketball.
He did all right.
No, he's cute. He's cute.
But anyway, so they chit chat, have a bro debrief, and then Juliana has a little girl debrief with Daisy. She comes in and they talk, and I don't even know if she gave any good advice.
She didn't say much. Also, it's giving on Bachelor Data, our homegirl, she put a post. It is the first person on the fantasy suite has never on Bachelorette has never won, or Bachelor, sorry, or both. I think maybe just Bachelor. The first person on the fantasy suite for the Bachelor has never won, never been the one picked.
The only exception was that Hannah Ann won, but that's like after, but she didn't really win.
No, but she didn't win.
So
bring her home. Bring her home to us, Peter. Peter's like, Mom, please don't. So it's giving that, and also like Daisy was the runner-up.
Mm-hmm. I'm very confused. I don't know who's about to win.
I don't know what's about to happen. I think he's single. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah. But so they spoke, and then Juliana has to go, what is it? What do you call that? Four-wheeling?
The four-wheeler, yeah.
With Grant, and she's wearing her Skims bodysuit again.
Looking snatched.
And she's worried that her hair is going to get messed up, which is valid. I would feel the same way.
And she just did her hair for like 30 minutes, and then you get it fucked up.
Mm-hmm. And
really, like she was like checking her mascara. I was like, girl, same. Because like my mascara would be down to here.
You're getting covered in mud. Ugh. And then they're forced to just walk out of the go-kart thing and sit on a bench while they're still dirty and disgusting and have a deep chat. And I'm like, bruh.
She's a good sport, I can tell you that.
Yeah, for sure. Then it goes to the nighttime portion. She opens up about being cheated on multiple times by her last boyfriend.
And she's like, I'm not really healed. And I'm like, oop. I mean, like, are you ever healed?
I think she said that, didn't she meet this guy like in high school or something?
I don't really know.
In school, I think. So it's like, it's giving, like, unfortunately, guys in high school, college are prone to cheat. It's sad to say.
Guys are prone to cheat.
No matter what age. But
35, he's 35 and he cheated on me. So I'm like, I literally think about, like, it literally happens. I think about my like, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Happens. But yeah, it was interesting. So she opened up about that, and he was like literally crying while she was telling the story.
He's such a crier.
He was so empathetic. I was like, oh, he's so sweet for this.
Yeah, he'll and
it looked like they had a good overnight. They the next morning seemed like they
Did you also?
They definitely had sex.
I noted that he didn't have any pillows when he woke up. I was like, do you not sleep with a pillow?
No, because they had sex.
And then it cut to like him putting a pillow behind his head. But I was just like, that's strange.
This
if you sleep
man
with no
is probably
pillows.
just like this man is so tall he doesn't require one. But what do you think?
What do I think about what?
Do you think they had sex?
I don't think so. I think he knows that Latia doesn't want to have sex.
Really?
Or doesn't want him to be intimate with other people.
I think
he's really I think he wants to be with Latia. I think that's who he wants to be with. But I think he's hesitant because of the whole religion thing. And
I think they had sex.
I think they did everything but sex. You know?
They definitely got down dirty.
Yeah.
Next day. Okay. Why was this next date so funny with Zoe? Guys, this was so weird. Like, this was such a weird date. Before she gets into it, she talks to Rachel. I'm like,
who was third runner up?
Up.
Are you just placing them how you want them to win?
It's literally giving like, are we like it really is giving that, like, are we just spoiling it? Like, this is so odd.
Are they really trying to throw us off?
Yeah.
You know?
Rachel was nice. It was really actually a good pep talk. I forgot like the gist of it, but she was just like, you deserve love.
Rachel also didn't have as much time as everyone else.
Yeah.
And she was like,
so it was really relatable. And I mean, but I was just like, no, it was funny because Zoe was like, yeah, I haven't even had a one-on-one, but like I made it here. She's like, you didn't have a one-on-one? Like you could see her face be like, girl,
that's
you didn't
the
have
part I missed.
Yeah, she was like, you didn't have a one-on-one? And I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah, she did not have a one-on-one. But anyways, they do couples yoga with no talking. Please. This was so fucking funny. This is something that happens like not this late in the game, like an awkward, because usually they know each other pretty well. Why did they pair them for this? They should have done the four-wheeler.
Everyone's off. Latia, she should have had the yoga date.
Yes.
Juliana, I think she would love to go skydiving. Not skydiving.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
The zip lining.
I think Latia would have managed. Well, maybe she didn't want to get dirty, but because Latia was like, I don't like heights, so I'm like, they're just putting everyone with the wrong date.
Everyone. Grant is so funny. I literally can't.
He's so real.
He's so real and funny because he's just like, they're not talking. Both of them are painfully like inflexible. Like,
oh my God,
they can't even touch their toes. They're both struggling. He can't even sit, crisscross applesauce. He's like, that's the most uncomfortable position for me, period. So the fact that I had to sit in that for like, as my resting pose was crazy. He's like, and honestly, I was bending over and stuff. I was just trying not to fart. I was like, I'm so dead because really like Grant.
That's so real because yes. Yeah.
And then they're just like looking at each other. I'm just like, they're both like dead looking at each other because they're like, who are you?
Yeah. Yeah. And then we get to the nighttime portion and Zoe's literally like, I don't even know that much about you.
I'm like,
what's your favorite color? And he's trying to guess her favorite color. And she was like, no, it's teal. I was like, why are we talking about this now? This should have happened ages ago. What were you talking about?
Her saying, the teal thing was so funny. And then her saying like, I actually don't even know anything about you. And I'm like, girl, then why?
I'm just like, why are you going this far?
Yeah, why are you, like, when she said that, I was like, no, why are you going this far?
I think like she was just there for the ride. I think she just wanted she was there, wanted exposure.
And she was also kind of there by default.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Because Dina was like, yeah, so my family's not coming. So he's just like, well, fuck, I guess she's gotta do this. Like I said, he should have sent both Dina and Zoe home.
Truly. But they did have like a nice breakfast on the beach the next day.
I was like, did they sleep in the same bed?
Oh my God. That's so funny. Yeah, did they?
It was giving like they held hands and fell asleep. It was giving like Grant was really tired and just passed out while she was talking.
I didn't even think about that. Because have they ever shown it where it just cuts to?
They did it with the Goldens.
Yeah.
Golden franchise, but
they're old. We don't want to see them in bed.
Oh God, no.
So yeah, that's interesting.
I don't need to see that crusty dusty in the morning. Oh Lord. But yeah, no, I was like,
I mean, it was obvious that she's going home. Like, I'm just like, you guys are just friends. Like, can we just stop this? Anyway, so then we get to Latia's date. She talks to Katie, who won Zach's season. And I guess I had the similar situation, which I forgot about with Zach's season. Because Latia was like, I don't want to have sex with him. I want to make that clear.
Mhm.
And Katie was like, yeah. And she was also like, I don't want to know what he does with the other girls. And Katie was like, yes, you should do that because Zach, on the other hand, told me what he did with the other girls and it made me spiral. Which I forgot that. I do remember that happening on the season.
So they planted, I think she planted that seed in her. I think she was like, oh, that's such a good idea. Like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to tell him that, like, don't tell me anything. But for me, I don't know. Because she was like, I just don't want to spend my time like fighting when we're still getting to know each other. But I'm like, I wouldn't be able to like go further unless you told me what you did with the girls. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can see both sides.
I can understand her point of view too, though.
Like you want to stay to Lulu and just ride it out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It depends on what you want, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I think about it. I think it's different when you've been cheated on multiple times. Because me, I'm just like, you gotta tell me exactly what you did. Like, because I've been through this before.
I would want to know because I'm just a nosy person.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I can see that. So anyways, she ends up taking her advice. Before that, they do the zip lining, like we said earlier. She's unwell. Her waist is gone. Whatever she ate for lunch is gonna go away. And I'm like, this girl cannot be affording a vomit session. Like, she's got to get it together. She's up in these streets, up in the air.
I would have loved to go on ziplining. I love ziplining.
Me too.
It's a fun time.
I did this ziplining thing during COVID with my cousin, and it was like a 4-hour extravaganza. And it wasn't just that; it was like also like rock climbing too.
Wow!
And it was literally the funnest thing I've done in my adult life.
I mean, that's what me and Lance and Bella and Crystal and Kevin, we all did the zipline adventure.
I'm so mad about how I didn't do that.
Yeah, y'all should have come.
No, don't talk about it.
I'm sorry.
Don't talk about it.
Can't forget Tay.
And also Tiana. And I also was so hangry that day too. And I was so mad at Zach that day. I was just like, I'm fucking mad at everyone. And then I just saw that you guys had such a good time. And I was just like, don't speak to me. I don't want to know how you had a good time.
It was all inclusive. It was great.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
I can tell you the name of this, guys, but it was a place in...
It was a place in St. Martin.
St. Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so then...
She was fucking freaking out about ziplining.
She was freaking out about ziplining. But then they got to be by this pretty pool afterwards. I was like, why did they get to have a quick change and Juliana didn't?
It's giving like Latia's it.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. Like their whole conversation. He says, I love you to her. And he was just like, should I just stop this journey here? Or should I still try and pursue this other person?
Yeah.
Which is obviously Juliana, because I still really like her. And I'm just like, bro, you want to be with Latia.
How can you say you love someone and then you're like, but...
And he was like, this is the second person I've ever said I love you to. That's wild.
I mean, that is crazy. I don't know. Like, I'm starting to backtrack on my Juliana. Like, I'm starting to feel stupid
I've been doing
here.
Research. Let me just get through Latia's date. So then they get the option to do fantasy suites, and the way that they edited this was so strange. It made it seem like she was just going to say no to the overnight.
Yes,
entirely.
The edit was so, because we were like, both of us were like really dead to the world watching this. It took us a really long time to get through this, guys. We were both tired, but we both
fell asleep.
Oh my God, the way I was out. But the way I perked up when I heard that, because I was like, oh my God, is she not gonna
do it?
And we were both
because she was like, you're such a great guy, but it sounded like a breakup.
It literally did.
But she was just trying to say that she just didn't want to have sex, which is so fine. She's like,
just
lay the law right now. And he was like, okay. And
then she said, like, I don't want to know what you've done. And then he was like, okay. And then they did. And then when they woke up in the morning, they had breakfast.
He made breakfast for her. They had breakfast in bed. And they seemed really cute and happy together. And yeah. So I'm just like, what's gonna happen?
What's the tea? And then we go into the
rose ceremony.
Zoe goes
home. She was kind of like, she just took it off the chin or whatever.
I mean, I think she kind of knew, like,
for sure.
Everyone
She's just
knew.
like, I hope you find your person. You're such a great guy.
And then he said nothing.
Yeah, he didn't really have much of a response.
He said absolutely. Remember, because I was like, oh my God, he said nothing.
But then she did have like she was crying in the car. I think she like kept it together until she got.
I mean, it's still upsetting, but I think she'll be. I bet she's fine right now.
Oh yeah, I think she's like, all right, who am I meeting in paradise? And And yeah, so now I'm just confused on who he's trying to be with because
Yeah,
there's this
so
whole theory
then
about this coin
the
toss
coin
thing
toss
that
theory.
because
Okay.
he's so confused that he doesn't even know what car. Jesse's like, boy, what car do you want to
Apparently,
come?
apparently, there's a coin toss. I don't know. We haven't seen the coin toss. We haven't. I don't know. This was speculated. This was on the Ashley I and Ben Higgins podcast, Almost Famous podcast. I do think there was a coin toss personally.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it
think
might be
Jesse
something where
Palmer.
they don't air it.
I think Jesse Palmer literally took out a coin, and I think he literally tossed it and said, "It's
And here's the
Juliana."
thing: coin tosses can also provide clarity because you may toss it and get an answer that you don't want, and you're like, oh wait, I don't want her, and then you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, because you could be
yeah.
it lands with someone, and you're like, that's actually not what I wanted. So then you know.
But to be so down to the wire.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
We have never seen this before where he's like, bro, I need to know like what.
All I can think of is maybe Ben Higgins, that situation where he was telling two girls he loved them.
Yeah, but we've seen that now. Like that has been a thing that has
Or is it going to be like
reoccurred.
an Ari situation where, you know,
Yeah.
he chooses the wrong person and has to go back on his what he chose.
I mean, it's giving
Weber.
Ben. Yes, it's giving Ben. It's giving Ari. It's giving.
These men just don't know how to make decisions.
Yeah, but I'm just like, it's so pain. Like my thing is here. I have two theories. It's either Juliana, and they broke up because she fucking saw this shit and was like, what? Or it's Latia. I just don't know. It's Latia and they're fine.
Because I was looking on their Instagrams today.
Okay. What did you find?
And every picture that Juliana has with Grant, they're kissing. Every picture that Latia has, it's just like normal photos. And you would think if you're on the show and you probably have to post content, but you know that you're not with him, that you wouldn't put kissing photos as your first photo.
But here's my other thing. I'm going to go back to the trip. Because that trip.
Latia going on the trip with the girls? What does that mean though?
It's giving. Why would you go on a trip when you're newly engaged?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would you go on a girl's trip when you're newly engaged?
It's giving like we need to support you.
Yeah.
But also it could be, oh my God, you're newly engaged. Come on this trip with us. But I would hope that they wouldn't do that because then it would be giving everything away.
They shouldn't have gone on that trip because that's the only thing that's speculating that she's not it. That's the only thing that I'm thinking that like, I actually don't think it's going to end well.
No.
He looked really bad in the
Women Tell All.
Women Tell All. He was like, yep, about to see what's about to happen. Like, how is any woman, imagine you watching that back of your man.
Yeah.
What'd you need to decide about?
You know
I'm
that
so sorry.
They always love to make a tease and make it seem like it's this big dramatic thing when it's not.
Yes, but also I do believe there was a coin involved.
Just tell us.
The fact that Jesse resorted to the coin is so Jesse Palmer.
Do we know it was Jesse though?
That's what it's rumored. They say Jesse Palmer made him flip a coin.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to see what happens. But I just
realized, are we going to have people over for this?
No, because I have to work.
I know. I have to teach until 7:45, but I'm going to get my ass here.
Yeah.
I'll see the ending for sure.
Yeah.
You'll be here for the ending.
We'll be watching.
Yeah.
Until.
We have to Anyways, yeah. So I am now, I'm going to say, I'm going to give my prediction. I think personally, he's single. What do you think?
I'm going to have hope and say he's in a relationship. But
with?
I don't know who. I could not tell you who.
Just guess.
I don't know. I
really don't know. I want you to guess.
I don't know.
Say one of the girls.
Why?
Because I want to make you guess. I'm going to say he's single.
What?
Oh, I'll get into detail more. I think maybe he picked Latia. And then they broke up and then he went to Juliana. And then they broke up. I can see that happening.
I was going to say the opposite. I feel like he chose Juliana.
Okay. And
broke then up. They broke up. And he's trying to reach out to Latia. Latia's like, I don't know what to do. So the girls are like, hang out with us. We'll figure it out.
Okay, so you think he's single too?
He's either single or they could have gotten together after working everything out.
Okay, so you think he's with Latia. Okay, you hear?
Hell, I don't know, guys.
I don't know anything.
There's so many theories.
There's a lot of theories that can come from this. Like, I'm like,
no clue.
It was so funny. I was taking the tread class today, and Laysan was like, I was just like, kind of decompressing for the day, and I turned on The Bachelor, and he's like, "Isn't that crazy? The concept of fantasy suites?" And I was just like, "Bro, you have no idea."
You don't even know.
But is it a crazy concept to like
Yeah.
be sleeping?
Well, I mean, it just depends on what you do in the fantasy suite. I think it's necessary. You're gonna get engaged.
I know. Ugh, I can't. Couldn't be me. I don't think I could be on the show just from that.
Mm.
Just to get there.
Mm.
That would take it out of me. I'd be like Rachel Kirkconnell. Like she was spiraling.
Mm.
Like I would be unwell.
I just think of that time as when they actually get to know each other because there's no cameras.
That's true. That's
So,
true.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. Thanks for sticking through the journey that we went. Now, Whitney's going to get ready for this day. I'm going to get ready to eat my grilled cheese and now my lobster noodles. And then I'm just going to wait to hear.
Should I have an escape? Like, I'll send you an emoji if I need to an escape route.
We have like an emoji language.
Yeah.
Like if it's going good, it's going bad, and then emergency.
Got to figure those out. I don't know what they are.
I know. We've never had to use the emergency. Imagine we have to use it tonight. No, it's going to be good. We're manifesting good things.
It'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be good.
Because in March, new relationships spring up.
Spring for April.
Yeah.
Okay, enough of that. Okay, we'll talk to you guys next week. And yeah, there'll be so much to speak about.
There'll be so much to speak about. The end of Grant's romance and also maybe the start of Whitney's.
Okay, guys, with that.
See you next week.
Bye.